Colorado's first fighting out of the knockouts haircuts from the red corner from American Top Team Altitude in Aurora, Colorado, training center in Westminster, Colorado, Justin.
Professional heavyweight fight is our co-main event of the evening here at Turn On the Light Switch. In an ironically prophetic twist, had the lights go off for a little bit. We have Justin Colburn here. He's wearing the black trunks, representing 303 Training Center. Facing off against Kevin Sears. Mr. Sears represents American Top Team Altitude, wearing the red trunks. So Colburn in the black, Sears in the red. Referee Curtis Thrasher, third in the cage. Swinging for the fences early on is Colburn.
My goodness.
Big right hand from Colburn. Sears trying to recover here. Sears driving for the takedown. The cage is tested, and it weathers the storm well. Colburn looking for the finish here. He knows he has had Ray stunned. Looking to capitalize on that. Scores with the uppercut, misses with the cross.
Oh, and these guys are throwing gigantic bombs right now. Justin Colburn all over Kevin Sears right now. Kevin Sears keeping his composure, hanging in there beautifully.
Hands up. Good job with his head movement by Sears. His footwork has slowed down a little bit, but he's seeing some of the punches coming. And Colburn lands another big right hand. Just crushing blows from the 303 Training Center fighter. And the knee up the middle lands for Colburn.
And we know that a few fights have fallen out for Justin Colburn, and he is making sure that this fight doesn't get anywhere out of his control right now.
And Sears just unable to get his game plan into effect early on because it is all heavy pressure by Colburn. And another crushing right hand.
Big shots landing right now from Justin Colburn. Kevin Sears has no answer for this right now.
Seems to be able to take what Colburn has, but Colburn really putting the pressure on here.
The question,
we got to see how this plays out.
The question is
just about to say what happens if Colburn empties the gas tank. Will Sears recover and come back with a flurry and a fury of his own?
And we've seen Kevin Sears do that before. We've seen him come back from almost insurmountable odds in the first round and come back and win convincingly. So these guys are never out of the fight. Good pressure again from Justin Colburn, keeping Kevin Sears against the cage right now. Kevin Sears doing a really nice job controlling that wrist.
And Colburn backing off the pace just a little bit, and I think wisely so.
Yep.
Sears not really stunned anymore. Seems to have recovered, so Colburn using that size and what appears to be strength advantage to his advantage here, and just able to keep Sears pinned up against the cage is Colburn.
Knees from the inside from Justin Colburn, landing on the inside of the leg of Kevin Sears.
And Sears on the receiving end of just an onslaught from Colburn, but seems to be taking it well. Just, like we said, Ron, maybe he's just biding his time. Knows that he can weather the storm. Going to see if Colburn wears a little bit, and then maybe we'll see a Sears come back.
That's right. Durable and tough enough to handle this is Kevin Sears, and he's doing a nice job right now of getting his butt off the cage. But Justin Colburn, again, doing a really nice job of pinning Sears against the cage. Although the punishment has kind of slowed down here, kudos to Kevin Sears for getting good inside positioning with those underhooks.
Action slowed enough for the referee to think we needed to start over, and now Sears looking to mount his comeback. Colburn with his back against the cage, underhooks and shucks off the takedown. So let's see if Colburn has the energy to get the turn here, put Spears into the cage. Spears hunting the takedown. I follow Mr. Sears on Facebook. He talks about how great it is to work with Bobby Lashley and how much that wrestling game of his has improved. And it's looking like he's wanting to put that on display here late in round number 1 of our co-main event.
Great job of pummeling inside right there from Kevin Sears. He's dealing with a giant striker right now in Justin Colburn, And Kevin Sears has weathered this storm and literally has his head on Colburn's chest, and he's looking to pin Colburn now against the cage and deliver some action of his own, probably in the early beginnings of the second round, I'm guessing.
And Colburn looking to regather some of his strength and energy that he put out in a nice turn. Beautifully done by the 303 Training Center fighter. Sears puts a hand to the mat. Head's no longer a target. Colburn going to try to switch his feet here, see if he can go get off some knees with the, the right side. And corner of Colburn screaming for work, and stalemate. 10-second clacker sounded. See if anybody gets off anything before the bell ends the round.
Oh, and Sears lands a big left hook that stuns Colburn. Once again, we want to thank Tommy Knocker Brewery for bringing us our co-main event tonight. For more than 20 years, Tommy Knocker Brewery has been passionately crafting award-winning ales and lagers. Check out Tommy Knocker Brewery.
Round two, as soon as that cage door is locked. And let's see how it plays out according to what we saw coming. See if Sears gets off early here, but it's Colburn enjoying the dominant position. Went for the body lock takedown. Good job by Sears defending that, and Sears, nice job at turning in, being able to face his opponent. Still has his back against the cage to Sears, but Colburn not able to take advantage of that momentarily dominant position.
And maybe that's where some of that training with Bobby Lashley is kind of coming into play here for Kevin Sears. Being able to deal with a big guy like Bobby Lashley is the same as being able to deal with a giant like Justin Colburn.
You make a great point, Ron.
I don't think that this type of positioning is something that Kevin Sears is too worried about. I think it's really more avoiding those giant right hands that Colburn's throwing, but he's eating those too and handling it.
Very true, and Colburn not able to get off with any dirty boxing here, putting all of his technique and energy just toward holding Sears in place. Sears peppering away with some strikes.
And we know it takes a lot of energy and a lot of oxygen to power those muscles that Colburn's got. And Kevin Sears is hanging in there. Believe it or not, he looks pretty comfortable in there. And here come the knees from Kevin Sears.
And Colburn answers back with punches to the head.
Good inside fighting right there from Justin Colburn.
And the corner of Sears was just begging him to come off the cage. They want him to get a turn, see if he can create some distance. And I think same as you and I, Ron, they just feel that he's the little bit fresher fighter right now.
Yeah.
If he can get some distance, he can use that to his advantage. But Colburn doing a masterful job of cage control here in round number two. Sears looking to set up the head and arm throw. Colburn, good job with his head position, not letting Sears lock over the top.
And I got to tell you, referee Curtis Thrasher has been on his game today too. Just fantastic refereeing in there.
And a good left hand from Colburn staggers Sears backward. Sears has shown he can take and recover, but he's in a bad position one more time. And Colburn fires off with some shots here. Colburn just grinding his way through this fight. an absolutely brutally taxing fight, but the lateral drop works for Sears. Soon as his back hit the mat, he effected the roll, put Colburn down. Let's see what Sears is able to do from the top. He's looking to isolate the far arm. Locking up the Kimura now is Sears.
And let's not underestimate the ground game of Justin Colburn. That's his specialty. Obviously, he's a giant man and can throw those big right hands, but he is most comfortable on the ground, as evidenced right here by a nice little reversal. And putting Kevin Sears now up against the cage is Justin Colburn.
Great job by Colburn. I would not have thought he had the energy to get that turn.
Me too.
And he really turned the tides here. That's got to be amazingly frustrating for Sears. Sears looking for the Kimura sweep here. Had a foot on the cage, trying to let that help him in order to score the sweep. But Colburn, good job with his pressure, has his feet splayed, just not letting Sears get the turn that he needs to make this happen.
And Colburn doing a really nice job of keeping that top pressure on Sears and not allowing that Kimura. Good hip pressure. And Kevin Sears looking at his corner, looking for some help there, looking for some instruction, but Colburn positioned perfectly to avoid allowing his left hand to get free.
Yeah, basically you can just pressure down with that left shoulder, and that keeps his hand free.
That's right.
As well as keeps Sears pinned to the mat. So he is in a good position here. Doesn't have a lot of great targets available for striking with his right hand. I think the referee telling him that if something doesn't happen here, he might bring him back up, because it is a little bit of a stalemate. What with Colburn not striking a whole lot, not looking to improve his position. Now he's doing what needs to be done.
Colburn strategically catching himself a little breather here, doing just enough to avoid any kind of damage, but at the same time, keeping the referee from stopping his dominant position right here.
And I think I heard the 10-second clacker.
You did.
Now Sears getting off some strikes. He has to be careful about going to the back of the head there. A couple of those are really close, and we're going to a third. Third and final round here in our co-main event of the evening. 5 more minutes. Let's see who can put what out there. And immediately Sears charges forward, but Colburn one more time able to get the chest-to-chest position and bull his opponent against the cage.
Kevin Sears feeling the urgency right now, knows he's behind, possibly, I guess you could say, on the judges' scorecards, but definitely showing some urgency here by coming out aggressive.
Colburn just really using that strength nicely. Almost this whole fight has been able to pin Sears against the cage when they've had this position. And now Sears looking for the takedown, has his hands in position, able to turn the corner. See if Colburn can pull that right leg free, get his foot back underneath him and try to come up on top.
Colburn looking to butt drag right there, but can't do it. Sears with good positioning, keeping the pressure right against the midpoint, and he's got Colburn in a bad spot against the cage, but to Colburn's credit, here he is getting up and does so.
And Sears with a beautiful ankle pick a moment ago as Colburn was coming up. Sears reached through, got the far side, but staying committed to that takedown as Sears finally gets this fight where he wants it.
And here's where Kevin Sears can really turn this fight around, JR. He's got Colburn on his back, which he hasn't had him in all night long, and this is exactly where Kevin Sears can thrive late in a fight.
Middle of the cage, harder for Colburn to be able to get back up from this position. Sears looking to improve his position before he goes for either ground and pound or submission attempts here. Now looking to lock up an arm is Sears.
The question is he going to run out of time? And again, Colburn looking to come to his feet. This place is on its feet right now.
Both these fighters bring a lot of fans with them. Good job by Colburn. One butterfly hook, able to get his guard in between he and his opponent now. It's going to shut down some of the striking, and just as I say that, Sears takes advantage of it, though, and puts a big right hand in.
And Kevin Sears, this is where he can make his money right now.
Sears staying very active from the top. Doesn't want this fight being brought back to standing.
Colburn doing a nice job of shrimping out when Sears is putting pressure on him.
Primarily closed guard for Colburn now. We talked about it earlier, Ron. That's a little bit of a defensive position.
Yep.
Shows that you're working against what the opponent's bringing up. And now Colburn's trying to go for that Kimura sweep. Opens the guard and try to plant a foot, roll that shoulder through, but good base by Sears.
And it could be one of those times of being tired again that we talked about, JR. It takes a lot of oxygen to power those muscles of Justin Colburn. Maybe he's running out of gas.
Holding on to that far arm, though. Make sure that Sears doesn't have two hands free to strike with. This is the position that Colburn had earlier. Sears, moderately easy defense here, but no real great targets for him with the free hand.
That's right.
Thank you.
And we're seeing Kevin Sears staying busy by striking.
Colburn very committed to that Kimura sweep here. Possibly his best chance, and Sears maybe a little bit of a mistake there, putting that right arm underneath the leg. Would have let Colburn at least start working toward a triangle choke, but maybe it was bait so that he'd let go of the Kimura lock. And referee Curtis Thrasher going to bring him to standing.
Wow, I'm a little bit surprised at that stand-up.
Yeah, they were battling for position there.
And Colburn looks tired. And Sears looks pretty fresh right now, believe it or not.
Sears works some hooks to the right side, or the left side of Colburn's ear. Just peppering strikes, though. Not going to be anything that's going to elicit a lot of damage or even make Colburn have to change his position. Colburn has been just absolutely dominant in this position throughout the entirety of this fight. And real quickly here, Sears going to try to throw up a submission attempt. 10-second clacker sounded. Judge is going to give us the call on this one.
After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. All 3 judges scored it out 29-28, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Justin Colburn. Shot the cage with Justin. Justin, it was clear that plan A was one of those big overhand punches. What was plan B?
You know, when I fight, I'm always going for the knockout and kind of use my jiu-jitsu as defense. And Kevin, he's got a tough chin.
We saw one, at least in the first round, that was clean, right on the chin, one of those big overhand rights.
Yeah, he's a real tough kid. It's not just talk, so he's a good opponent for sure.
What's next for you now?
Next is to get back to training and hopefully we'll get another one. I want to thank everybody in my corner, 303 Training Center, Josh Copeland, and my brother, Colburn, and Coach Mike. I also want to thank my fiance and her family. And last but not least, I want to thank God for making all this possible.
Congratulations on a victory. Get up for your winner,